It's a Monday of multiple celebrations. Yesterday was Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers around the world. And thank you for constantly showing up for yourselves and your families and being the best, regardless of the challenges you have to deal with. And also to all our viewers, Eid Mubarak, we say thank you. Congratulations from wherever you're watching. It's been a long month of fasting. Now you can let down your hair and eat all that you've missed out on. Hopefully, you don't undo what you did during the fast. You're welcome to Breakfast Central. I am Olive Emodi.
And I'm Benga Abora. Welcome to Breakfast Central on a Monday, the best place and the right place to start your week. We have quite a lot in store for you today. It's been it was quite an eventful weekend. Nigerians just woke up and the price of petrol changed for the worse. Yes, it got higher. Nigerians are paying more. It's about 9:30.
But we're not surprised, are we?
Yeah.
Because last week when we talked about petrol here, we had, I've forgotten his name now, join us on the show to talk about the drama between Dangote, the Naira for crude deal, what the implications of it might be, how the federal government needs to step in quickly or else. Thank you very much, Kadike. And he said people should not panic buy. But thankfully, there hasn't been scarcity, there hasn't been shortage of supply. From what I've seen, or from my own side of the divide, I don't know if other people have the same story, but I don't think that we're surprised to see the price increase.
I think Nigerians just want to have that product availability. And again, it's a public holiday for those of you that don't know. It's on days like this that I begin to question my career choice, but it's part of the job. It's the sacrifice we have to make. Essential services.
Journalists never get a break.
Journalists, firemen, policemen, doctors. Yeah, we're very special at Nigerians.
I think the only time that you actually may have appreciated being a journalist a few years back is unfortunately during the lockdown, where you had the freedom to be able to move around because you're essential services. So you could still go and have some sort of a relatively...
So I appreciate a journalist today. If you see us walking on the street, just squeeze
a
little bit of $10,000 inside our pocket.
No, let's use one that has some in pound sterling.
Oh, yes.
All right, so much to talk about here this morning. But we're starting off with River State, where it does seem like there's another layer of stories to explore.
River State again?
Yes, again. I mean, we see it almost every day. Rivers, just like rivers keep flowing, you can never touch the same spot in the river twice. That's how in River State.
The poet is awake.
You keep seeing different stories every day. The ex-head of service in River State was declared sort of missing by his wife. First of all, because he had granted a press release that his wife had condemned, saying that her husband certainly did not see all of that, and that he did say that under pressure. Now, he of course it was in Abuja where he granted this release, and she said, according to her own testimony, that when he landed, he let her know that he had arrived. But then she was surprised to see what he had said on television, stating that the husband leaving, even though he said his resignation from head of service was because of his conscience, not really because he was suspended. But I mean, it just feels like there's a lot. She raised the alarm over his whereabouts, saying that he was in danger, even calling the suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara, asking for help, and Governor Siminalayi Fubara was asking, after everything that I did for you and your family, why did you then turn around to do this? But then he's also given another account stating that he was not under duress and that he's safe and he's sound. But let's take a look at this video.
Is that governor?
Yes.
If I'm minister of satisfied, my husband is in trouble. Where could I help you?
What happened?
People should help you. He went to Abuja this morning. I remember he said his friend Ogiri from Abuja called him. My husband is in trouble. I can't get this so. I can't get this so. My husband is in trouble. My husband is in trouble. All his wealth has finished off. People should help me. My husband is in trouble.
No,
Madam,
I don't know. I saw something this evening that they granted media this thing. So I'm even surprised that.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble. I don't know, he's in hospital. They have killed him. I don't know if he's alive. Where could I help me? Where could I help me? Where could I help me? Where could I help me?
All right. Okay. No problem. No. It's okay. You're sure you're not aware of this is action?
I don't know. He told me in the morning that his friend, I remember, He said so.
No, you know what I'm asking? You know what I'm asking? At least there's nothing that happens that he doesn't share with you. Where have I offended him? And where will he cook this level of lies against me? Where have I offended you people? After everything I've done for you people?
He's in trouble. He's in trouble. So please help me. I don't know if I can find him.
Good evening, and I say good morning, gentlemen of the press. I'm back to you this evening. My name is George Wike. I'm in Transcorp, Abuja. I came in here this morning from Port Harcourt to meet with security agencies to report myself and to report the things that are happening in the state that are making me to feel sick. Actually, I was head of service until Monday, the 4th, and I resigned because of things that are happening. So, after the press interview I granted, I just saw a video of my wife, my friend, where they went to hold her and they fed her with all kinds of fallacies. They told her I'd been kidnapped. I want to clear this, I am not kidnapped. I'm in Abuja. This is Transcorp Hotel, where I'm lodging. And they told her that I was kidnapped and she's crying, and they wrote a script for her to say all sorts of things. I want to put this straight. I am the head of service, and I'm on oath. My wife does not know the things that happen in my office. I don't discuss anything about office to her. It's only my domestic or social matters that we discuss. So that script they wrote for her is not and void. So I want to clear the air that I am safe, I'm fine, I'm in Abuja. But tomorrow morning, I intend to go to the security agencies to report myself. So my coming to Abuja was based on the fact that Abuja is where all the headquarters of security agencies are housed. So I came here and I think I'm safe here to make this report here, so they can investigate. And I'm saying that I'm on oath. If I allow any of those things, they will take me up. But I'm reporting exactly what I know and nothing but that. And I said everything from my mind. And I want to reassure you that everything I said is true. Thank you, and God bless you.
And that right there is done.
You don't even know where to start from. You don't know which version to believe. I mean, the moral of the story here is don't let politics come in between your marriage and your relationship, because you have it, the husband is saying something, the wife is saying something else, and it's just getting so messy in River State, as we've seen in the last couple of months. But these allegations are very serious allegations. I mean, if you're going to allege that the governor has a hand to do with militants blowing up pipelines, then you should show evidence. And the governor in that video was clearly upset with him that where are all these allegations coming from?
Man, the allegations were so strong. There were a lot of them. There were the allegations of the governor being directly involved in the burning down of the assembly quarters to prevent his impeachment, and that Edison Ehie was involved, and that they saw monies being passed to Edison Ehie to sponsor this. Edison Ehie, on the other hand, has come out to speak about it. Edison Ehie says that Mr. George Wike is not a content person. He granted an interview where he said that Mr. George Wike is not a content person and that there were some shady things that had happened. He gave a timeline of events that had occurred. He first said that on the day that Mr. Wike had resigned, that the very next day he started sending messages to him, Edison Ehie, saying that he should bail him out, that they shouldn't throw him to the curb now that he's resigned. He doesn't have money to get an apartment. He has to move out of the assembly quarters. There's so many allegations. I think it's even beyond marriage. I think it's politics at play. There's a bigger picture. We're not quite seeing what the bigger picture is. And this is a conversation that we would explore when we look at our top stories. But there's also the angle of people claiming that he actually did read that statement under duress. There's a video circulating where indigents of River State have interpreted that there was a voice behind, in the background, telling him to read what was written on the script verbatim. So there are just many angles to look at the conversation from. He said that the only reason he didn't resign a day after the demolition or a day after the assembly complex was blown up was that he was afraid of resigning under a sitting governor. He knows the power of a sitting governor. The governor knew too much. So there are many layers, so many threads that we really need to untie. And I'm hoping that later in the conversation this morning, we're going to unpack what the statements are, what the meaning is. And did his wife really just cry foul, coming on national TV to complain and just ask
Raise a
Nigerians
serious
to
alarm.
help our
Yeah.
husband. But yeah, we'll unpack that much later.
Exactly, and I'm sure that's not the end of it. But moving from Port Harcourt, River State, to neighboring Bayelsa State. Bayelsa Governor Diri has warned the FCT minister not to come to Bayelsa State. He says this is not River State. Let's take a listen to the video and then we'll give you the context.
Right. So there's meant to be some sort of a mega rally that is meant to come to Bayelsa State, and in the rally that is supposed to happen, of course, he has warned. He said, "Look, do not come. Bayelsa State is not River State." But let's take a look at this video.
Where we have threats from our sister states, our neighboring state of River State. The political crisis there is threatening us, and we will not allow what is happening in their state to come into Bayelsa State. And if your son or daughter is misbehaving, please call him to order. We have had in our party a renegade who has decided to form a parallel PDP in Bayelsa State, working with former Governor Wike in River State. And the party in our state has suspended Judge Turner for going to take over the office of one of our sons. And so the party has suspended him, and so Judge Turner is not for now a member of our party in Bayelsa State. He could be a member in River State, not in Bayelsa State. And so the royal fathers of Okwea, elders of Okwea, may have to call that young man to order. If you don't call him to order, he is going to disrupt this state. Just recently, we all saw a post in Facebook saying that they want to receive Wike in Bayelsa, in Yenagoa. They told me around about. I have directed the security to be on alert. I have directed every youth to be on alert. And I bring that to you to also be on alert. This is not River State. This is Bayelsa State. The cradle of every Idoman.
Right.
Strong words there from Governor Diri.
Yeah, Governor Douye is definitely not pleased by that. Now, just a brief context, like Benga had mentioned, this rally is meant to take place, it hasn't happened yet. It's meant to take place on the 12th of April. Now, the pro-rally supporters, Judge Turner, have said that what they're looking for, that it's not about destabilizing the Ijaw nation or destabilizing Bayelsa State, that what they're looking at is basically some sort of a rally to show support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as well as FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. Now, why this might be a cause for concern is because if you go back to River State, now we have the Ijaw people situated in Bayelsa, we have the Ijaw people in River State as well, and even in the tensions with former Governor Nyesom Wike and Governor Siminalayi Fubara, you could see that there have been certain ethnic colorisms that have been brought up in the conversations about the destabilization of River State and the role of the Ijaw people. We've seen how the Ijaw people have accused former governor and the FCT minister of his using denigrating words about the Ijaw people. You know, they said that they didn't react kindly to him, saying, you know, they're the minorities, the Ijaw and Rivers are minorities. So there's been just a lot of ethnic coloration in that drama, and they're wondering why exactly do you need to do a pro-Wike and pro-Tinubu rally in Bayelsa State to just further
understanding. I mean, after reading the room and knowing the sort of tensions and knowing that this person is not really welcome here, going by his track record. But on the flip side of things, you say, I mean, as a minister of the Federal Republic, every Nigerian citizen is free to go anywhere they want to within the borders of the Federation. So he has every right to. So we watch and wait. April 12th, I believe.
They said they will go ahead and proceed, regardless of what the governor says. But the governor is the chief security officer of the state. I think that he can be able to see and say, you know, it's important that we try to avoid these areas or these areas of conversations, because this might, in a manner, incite the people in my state. Even though we also recognize the right to freedom of expression. So April 12th is around the corner, is in 12 days' time. I guess we'll stick around and find out. Meanwhile, the FCT minister, whom the pro-Wike supporters are trying to show a rally of support for in Bayelsa State, has come out to say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is pleased with his work as FCT minister. Let's take a listen.
If your boss in the public says that you are doing well, that of course is an encouragement for you to continue doing the job that you've been assigned. And for us, we're happy to be identified in this administration, and we'll continue to do what Abuja people will be happy. So I'm happy each time Mr. President talks about us and tries to say the little we have done. That means that he's watching and we will not disappoint him.
And I started looking at the opening up of the rural areas, of abandoned projects, and the residents of the village residents that has been abandoned for years came alive. The health centers are being rehabilitated. The health facilities of the residents of the FCT and preserves are being upgraded. Our children's schools are being rehabilitated, the buildings refurnished. Thank you. We wouldn't have been able to open our mouths to even celebrate if not because of the progressive ideas that we must play.
So there you have it. He's got a pass mark from his principal, the President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, talking about how he's performed. I mean, love him or hate him, FCT Minister, former Governor Nyesom Wike has been described as a performer. His track record, his nickname was Mr. Project when he was Governor of Rivers State, and he's continued in that line, commissioning projects here or there. The only grouse most people have is the role he plays in politics. He's more of a divisive figure because he's still a member of the PDP.
Yeah, not just the role he plays in politics in Rivers State, but also even the judges' quarters. You know, many have argued that he had no business doing that because it's tainted with some sort of coloration and potential to maybe influence. You know, and that's because of
his comments,
the government and those in charge of power. There's a lot of distrust there. But yes, I think the good news you can pick from there is the fact that regardless of the rumors of stroke against the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, you can see that he's well, he's fine, and he paid a courtesy Eid visit to the president. So he's well, and that's something to be thankful for.
Yeah, absolutely.